Hello everyone, it's a Crypto Cowboy here. Welcome to Elliott Wave Cafe. This is Friday. We are on the 2nd of October here and just coming to you with another edition of Bitcoin and Ethereum wave analysis. All right, let's begin. Let's start by taking a look at Bitcoin in here. And as you remember, a couple of weeks ago, it was on a Thursday, we've talked about Bitcoin and the price was kind of rising from these levels, was just basically trying to gain a little bit of ground, moving up from that trend line. And, if I am to drop a line since we've talked, you can see not much has happened, right? But we are having some clues in here that can tell us, what are the likelihood of some other scenarios panning out over the others. But basically, in terms of price action, we've been pretty much sideways. So do I still have enough confidence on this count, on the red count? Not that much anymore, because the fact that we haven't been able to, that's the market closing, but because we haven't been able to close to try to move a little bit higher and at least attack this B wave one, this B wave highs in here, it tells me that there is something else going into the market and I have to be aware of that, right? So you have basically the idea was that's a 1 and this is a 2, and then we're being ultra bullish in here going through another 1 ABC to the trend line, and we're breaking to the upside. So every time you kind of have a formation like this, you need this move to continue, right? We got to have a clean 5-wave impulse to the upside, try to take the B wave top and continue. Then you would have a corrective move lower, and then you push much higher in here. So I'm keeping this count just to kind of, keep reminding me of one of the counts that we have in here, but I'm pretty much going to dismiss this by the time I think we're going to make the next video in a couple of weeks. So for right now, I continue to look at it as a possibility, but, we're just kind of losing ground on it. All right, so going to the other one that I have here as a pink, and this is a personal choice in how you wanted to kind of arrange your charts as an Elliottician, right? You want to do multiple colors and have multiple counts, or you can kind of put them all into one page and you just kind of put some alternates in here and just see, how they help you visualize a little bit better depending on what type of trader you are. Some people like more cleaner charts, some other people like to have more information on the same to kind of guide them a little bit better. So basically on this pin count, what I have, because we're still searching for this second wave, this count kind of says instead of having a 1 2 1 2, we have reached a major wave one top back into this highs. And since then we have corrected in 3 waves, so you have your ABC, and now the market kind of goes sideways. So how do you interpret this overall, right? So if you have a 3-wave corrective move and you're not going to new highs, the likelihood of you going into a complex correction are increasing with each day that's passing. So the moment that happens and you're not making new highs, then you have to start kind of labeling this as a wave W, because it looks like you have more of a corrective pattern developing rather than an impulsive one. So I can place the wave 2 here as an alternate for a bullish count in case the market decides for whatever reason, then that's a 1. This is some kind of a wave 2 in progress and we're breaking up higher, right? I still want to allow for kind of that to happen. So going from an alternate, second wave bullish interpretation to a more of a complex correction, I'm looking at this as this being a wave W, ABC, and then we're looking at this X to be either complete or in the process of completion, right? To me, the fact that this is an impulsive move kind of tells me that this could be just wave A of this wave X. And then either you're doing a triangle or this is an awkward B wave, and that's a B, and then you're doing a 1 2 3 4 and 5, and you're pushing up higher in the C wave, and then you roll over once you have this X wave complete. I don't really like this setup in terms of the right look, because I don't think the X wave are really that smart and kind of drawn out in such an extended wave compared with this wave W. I tend to see this X wave just a little bit more sharper, and they just kind of go up in 3 waves up here to the B wave top, and then we sell lower. All right, so but I'll give it as an alternate. So that's my bearish. I can put it in here, right? So that's an A, that's a B. I'm looking for the C wave completion. If this doesn't happen and we're starting to break below this 10,169 and we'll do so impulsively, then this will become more than likely either a wave A or a wave 1. That either will become a wave 2 or a wave B, and that's a wave 3 or a wave C in progress, right? So you can have A, B, C, that would be your wave Y of this whole pattern, W, X, Y, or it can be wave A. So you can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for A. Maybe the move will be a little bit smaller. Then you go up in B, and then you go another C down, and your Y moves a little. So there's a couple of possibilities of this thing unfolding to the downside, and obviously we won't know which way it will unfold. It's just a matter of how you want to take advantage of some of these moves, but you would have to kind of watch some of these key levels, look at some of the internals, have a plan in how you want it to kind of trade this overall. For me personally, I choose to kind of stay on the sideline when I have some of the counts here that are kind of overlapping each other and not looking very clearly, and I want this market to kind of give me a little bit better directional move. For right now, we're still looking like we're in a bear flag. We could continue higher in this X, in the C of X, or we could break lower in here, and that's going to be a trigger to more downside. So I think a couple of these levels are important. 10.169, and obviously your lows in here at about 98.50, right? That's a pretty strong support zone back in there. And if I quickly take you to this one, that's a blue, so it's very similar with what I have in the pink, is considering this wave 2 intermediate as being complete. I just kind of place it on a different color. The way that would happen is that's a 2, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an A in here because it's in 5 waves. That's a 3 wave up in B. We're doing a C wave decline. We have to stay above these levels, because otherwise your count will be invalidated. And then, we're just waiting for the C wave to finish, possibly a zigzag in here, right? A, B, maybe a C. So we can take this A wave low with just a tad, or we could fail as long as you have a 5 wave completion in wave C, and then you move up higher here in wave 1 of a larger intermediate wave 3. All right, so that's kind of my outlook for Bitcoin going forward. Again, it hasn't, there's not a whole lot that has happened since a couple of weeks ago, but at least it gives us a little bit more clues that we're actually, it's kind of hard to be very, very bullish at this point based on the fact that we have failed to rally in here and continue to get above this $12,000 high. So I am kind of cautiously optimistic, but prepared for downside. Right, so that's on the blue count. And I'm going to take a look quickly at the candles. I know we just started a new month. I've kind of talked about this briefly into our pro room as well. The candle, it's a very weak candle in here. It doesn't have, a lot of, bearish or bullish properties for that matter. The bears wanted to control it. The bulls kind of pulled it back. We closed halfway above it. And it's just a, you can read a whole lot into this pattern that's on here. So it seems that bulls won. The bears won, but the bulls kind of pushed back a little bit in here. And it matters what's going to happen in the month of October. If we're going to start to get a pretty big one and we're going to start to take this $9,000 levels, then things are going to start to look, not very encouraging for the bull side. And this pattern that I've been watching for a while, it's going to start to come under pressure, because this is my main bullish pattern trigger that tells us that based on this monthly pattern chart, even though we're going to correct a little bit lower, right, I want this market to make new highs. So we'll see what's the nature of the decline or of an impulse, if for that matter, into the month of October. In terms of moving averages, again, not a lot. You see how we're starting to get into a pinch in here. We're above the 200-day moving average, which for me, continues. You can always kind of continue to look at the market with the bullish sentiment every time you're above that average. We are below the 50 and kind of close to the 20. So overall, sideways with the bullish tilt. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum as well. And Ethereum, I've kind of changed it a little bit. I've had a count where I was looking for this as being the wave 1 top back in here, and I was considering this to be a flat in an ABC for a possible move to the upside. Again, the lack of continuation to the upside tells me that more than likely that is not a flat, and the wave 1 top finished up into this $490, almost $500 highs. And since then, we've sold impulsively to the downside as part of a wave A, and we're doing some kind of a B wave in progress. So either this is going to be a triangle where we go in an A, B, C, D, and E, and that's going to be your B wave triangle. And you have an A, B, then this moves back in here, and then you sell lower in a wave C of a larger intermediate wave 2. It could be a triangle sideways. You push up in this wave B, up into the 618 or slightly higher, and then you correct lower. Or this is the entirety of a wave B, and you're going into a 1-2 and you're selling lower into the C wave decline. So again, you got to watch some of these key levels. So about 313 and 395 to see if there's going to be a trigger, because the moment we break below this 314, the triangle scenario starts to fail, and you're looking more of an impulse move to the downside in a possible 1, 2, and you're already into the C wave decline for a 4 and a 5 to complete C of the second, right? If the market pushes higher above these levels, right, but stays below this, that could be a simple ABC, and you're still in some kind of a second wave, right? And then you sell lower. Or if you're moving above these levels, then you're searching for a B wave top somewhere up into this level. So overall, it's very hard to be super bullish on Ethereum based on this sideways kind of pattern. I don't have a very convincing bullish count to think that this is a 1 and this is a 2, because it just doesn't look right with the move that we're getting back from these levels, right? So I'm going to show you something here really quickly. So if you go back into this, I've tried to come up with an interpretation where this could still be some kind of a fourth wave and we're still pushing higher in a fifth. It's an alternate scenario. I don't really favor it. I mean, this is a very, awkward wave 1 in here where you go, 1, 2, 3, some kind of a triangle for up in 5 for a 1. You pull into 1, 2, 3, all the way up into these levels. I have a large kind of corrective move in here that I can't really match. So it looks like this whole move is more of this entire pattern in here, right? So if that would be a 1 and a 2, that 3 moves in here, then this has got to be, it's a very complex fourth wave if that's the case, right? If I can still stay in some kind of a, ABC for a W, you're doing an X and you're doing a Y, and you have this awkward complex fourth wave, and then you push up higher in this fifth wave. So I'm struggling to come up with that. And I think, if anything, if this is going to be a triangle, then this is an A, B, C, D, and E, and you're doing this kind of low profile triangle back in here, and you can still push up higher here in this fifth to complete 1, and then you correct. But based on what I see in Bitcoin, I have a little bit my doubts. So I am expecting a little bit more weakness. And if that's the case, the Ethereum might come all the way back here to this level, close to 220, if we're going to end up breaking lower. And that's about it, guys. That's about it for today. I thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content, the thumbs up, it's a good way to show YouTube that you like the content and is going to rise up into the ranks in there. Come and visit us into the Pro Room. Give us a try. You come and you see, smaller time frame charts and different markets. We look at the S&P 500, we look at gold, we look at oil, we look at Forex, the Euro, we look at the macro markets, Ethereum and some other alts in there. So anything you guys can throw at me, I can take a look and help and, give you a look into the world of the Elliott wave principle. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.